Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's episode, we're going to be doing something I haven't done in a very long time, is actually going to work on a diamond painting. So this one kind of looks like the Neuschwanstein Castle in Germany a little bit, in the forest and mountains, everything. So, this is a new company I ordered from, so I wasn't for sure how everything was going to come in. Normally some of them will come with like a thick paper overlay on top to protect the actual sticky part where the beads go and everything. So, but this one actually just uses a clear little plastic that goes over it. So I hadn't seen that before, so you can kind of see what the picture looks like before you get it done and everything. So so that was something different. So just have to work with it to either roll it back or cut it in sections, depending on the area that you're going to be working on and everything. So, and this one's a 70 by 50 centimeter, which is about a 17 by 25 inch. So, pretty good size, not too bad. And of course, the the bigger the picture you go with, then the more detail that you get in it, and kind of makes some of the colors stand out pretty good to pour everything in. And I kind of like this where they put the number on the bag for you to separate it, so you don't have to pour them into other trays and mark them and all that stuff. So you can just look at the number on the side. You know, you get your little key right here. You pick the number of the key that you're looking for that's on the picture, and then just get the number of the bead, and then just start going to town, putting it on and everything. So, and then all these are the square beads. They have square and round, and I prefer the square. It just adds more color, covers more of the picture and everything. So, and since this is a little taller one, it actually has it to where I will work on it long ways, like this, just to be able to get to some of the places a little easier. Just figured I'd start, do one again, and just for me, it just kind of helps relax me a little bit from all the stress of the wooden models and the metal models and the Lego models and everything else. So, as always, if you like what I do, please like, share, subscribe, leave comments, hit the notification bell. I'll get back to you. So with that, we'll get started. Okay, so I just wanted to interject on this one part because since it has been so long since I've done one of these, I completely forgot an important step that I used to do that I just completely forgot to do. So, as you see, I've got the parchment paper on here instead of that clear sheet that was on it. And I believe before some of the other ones, I used to just take the clear sheet completely off that covers the sticky area. Just take it completely off, and then just get parchment paper to put on top of it, and then just cut it in little sections on what you want it, to do. And the parchment paper actually would help it keep it straight and everything. Once you flip it over and iron the back to get some of the creases out, whatever. So if you notice, you'll see the parchment paper on here now instead of the clear sheet, because the clear sheet was it wasn't working well. It was messing up. It was kind of folding and causing the actual painting itself to curl and everything. It just wasn't working well. So, and once I did this, and I was like, oh yeah, this is how I used to do it, is take the whole sheet off and put parchment paper on to cover the area that you haven't done, just so your hands don't get sticky or whatever, and just do little sections, peel off, and then that way you do your little sections at a time, and that way it won't mess with the paper to keep it flat and stuff. So just wanted to interject, show you I got the row done, but then from here on out you'll see the parchment paper on the unused or the unfinished areas instead of that clear paper and everything. So with that, we'll continue on. everyone, welcome back. So as you can see, we finished our diamond painting, got all the drills in place, got them all pressed down, make sure they stick. And of course with all my cats, I had to go through and make sure there was no kitty hair on top of it. Trying to pick out all the hair or the lint or whatever was on top, but you just want to make sure it's all clean. And then I just used like a regular roller, like a cake or a bacon roller, just to roll down, just to make sure everything's sticking pretty good and everything, and just make it all down there. So now what I'm going to do is put a layer of Mod Podge over top of it just to seal it, just to make sure the drills don't fall off or anything. And so it doesn't really matter which type you use, it just depends on the finish that you want on it. So I'm going to be using a gloss version just to ensure that it pops pretty good. And I've got this, I think you've seen it before, it has been a while since I've done one, so but I've got this big old brush just to get more coverage over it. So just got a tray right here that I'm just going to use a brush and apply it, and I usually go one way with it all the way down, and then I'll go another way just to make sure all sides are covered and everything. And it just depends on how many layers of Mod Podge you want to put on, just to make sure everything's covered and sealed. So I'll just show a little bit of this of it, and then maybe just cut to the end. And you just want to make sure it covers really well. And if you just want to do a little at a time, that is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, this is just made to just ensure the drills don't go anywhere, don't fall off later. So, and most of this, it takes a while for it to dry. So there's definitely no hurry in getting all this on. You just need to make sure you have enough on hand to cover what you're doing. And that's the way it's supposed to look, is it's got like a little cloudy surface to it when you first put it on, but it'll dry clear. You won't even notice that it's even on there. So just go all the way down. Okay, so there's one row, so I'm going to go all the way down. I'm just going to continue all the way down, and then I'll change it and then go the other way. Okay, so once you get all your Mod Podge on, it'll have a little cloudy appearance on top of it. And you can go on to the white part as much as you want. I'm not too worried about the white part because we're going to be cutting it off. Once this dries, we're going to be cutting the white part off because the picture is all we're going to be putting to a frame. I think some people would leave a little bit of the white to get it into the frame, but this is already big enough as it is. I don't want any bigger frame for it to fit into. So that's why I'm not too worried about the Mod Podge going off into the white and everything. So, so just let it sit overnight, and just keep it out of the way of other cats and whatever. Just make sure nobody gets into it and steps on it and all that good stuff. And it should good when the morning comes. So we'll see how it looks tomorrow, and we'll continue on. Hi everyone, welcome back. As you can see, we finally finished our castle diamond painting. Of course, last we left, we put the Mod Podge on, had that little filmy coat over top of the drills and everything. But if you look, it actually dried really clear, has a little layer over top of the drills to keep them in place so they don't go anywhere. It's like a little glue coating over top of them. But actually turned out pretty well. And then what I did was just use a box cutter knife or X-Acto knife and just cut straight down the line of the edge of the drills on all four sides just to get rid of the white. Had all the kitty hair, for me anyway, off of it, but just cut along the edges. And then got the frame. This was actually a 17 by 25 frame for this to fit into. And the diamond painting was actually about 1/4 of an inch too long, so I actually had to go back and cut off one small little row to get it to fit. So, but you don't really notice it in the picture at all, but fit really well. And this is the way I like the diamond paintings. I don't really like to have a border around it or any white or any color or whatever. I just like the diamond painting to fit right into a frame, just so it doesn't take away from the picture or anything. But the picture actually looks pretty well, or pretty good. So it turned out really nice. It kind of looks like Neuschwanstein over in Germany, which I have been to and everything. But it definitely looks really nice. And of course, with these, the further away you get, then the more detail that you get to see out of the picture and everything, as if, when you get up close and everything, you see, you still kind of see some of the detail, but it just looks better when you're far away and everything. So, but I like the bigger ones. So just because it has more detail to them and everything, and take a little bit of time. So this took about probably about 2 weeks to get done. Just the time to get it, an hour or two a day, just to be able to work on it and everything, and just do my little squares as I was going through and stuff. So, but definitely enjoyed it and everything. So, but as always, if you like what I do, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. I'll get back to you. And if you see any other diamond paintings that you'd like me to do, please leave a comment, and I'll do my best to work on it and share it with you. And with that, I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next episode.